Hi, my name is Natalie Dayton. I'm doing my first career profile for my Family 150 class, and the job title I have chosen to research is an after-school programs director. There is an example organization for this type of position in my community. It's called ACES, which stands for After School Care and Enrichment Services. This program has been very successful in my community. Many of my children's friends and their parents have been very pleased with the work they have done there. The working environment for this type of a position is actually both large and small. If you choose to work for a school or for a school district, depending on the size of that school district, you can have a small work environment or a large work environment. At the same time, you could work for a nonprofit organization who runs an after-school program or a church. So you have flexibility as far as where you want to work and the environment that you are seeking. The typical work hours for this job would be after school, so around 2:30 until about 6:30 to 7 o'clock, depending on when school is let out. The degree of workplace flexibility or personal independence depends on the size of your organization. If you are a small organization, you will be required to put in more hours and have more interpersonal connection and spend more time with the children in that program. Whereas if you have a larger organization and more staff members, then you are able to work a little bit more behind the scenes and have others do more of that hands-on work during the specific hours of after school. It's a very family-friendly job because of the flexibility in work hours. Beyond the after-school hours specifically, there are additional hours that will need to be used during the day, and that would help with the many job tasks that are required in this position, including developing an appropriate curriculum that is consistent with the goals of the program. Each of the programs have different emphasis. Some of them are religiously centered, arts centered, or even sports centered, and so depending on that type of program, you would want to develop your curriculum for that goal. Some other job tasks would be helping teach literary skills to the children, helping children develop interpersonal relationships with others as well as with adults, aiding children with their academic progress, such as helping them with homework and study skills and test preparations, managing evaluations and assessments of the children and the staff, as well as providing progress reports for the school and the parents. It's important to be able to track the progress of the program, and in this position, you would be required to recruit, hire, and train all staff members in your organization. Monitoring the health and safety of all of your staff and children is important, as well as the facility where you are working and the tools and the equipment that are used during the program hours as well. Potentially, another task in this job could be budgeting and financial management. So depending on the organization that you are in, the job scale can be quite diverse, and there are many responsibilities to keep you thoroughly engaged and helping to make a difference. There are typical job stressors, as in any job, and often these are working with problem solving with the children and their families, helping them gain interpersonal relationships with one another, as well as trying to help with coworkers and staffing problems and situations, trying to fill immediate needs. So those are difficult things to come by. Developing the curriculum could also be a stressor. So it's important to be able to be flexible and adaptable for this type of position. There are not any typical benefits that we think of as far as medical and dental and things of that nature. However, the benefits that exist tend to be more of those that you find personally by finding joy in helping children and family to grow and develop, as well as the benefit of flexible work hours. It's nice that you can work around your family's time by working at a home office, a school office, or even another office. So that's nice that there's flexibility in that regard. The educational requirements for this type of a position are a bachelor degree, typically in education, but any related field would also work. Additional certifications are seen as beneficial for this type of a position, but they are not required. The starting salary for this job starts somewhere in the 22 to 25,000 range, and depending on experience and qualifications, it can be raised to about $44,000 to $48,000 a year. It's important to have a skill base, which will help you build relationships with the schools, the parents, and the communities in order to continue building and promoting your program so you can receive continued support. So that would be another important aspect of this position. Thank you for listening. This is what I wanted to share about my research for an after-school programs director.